New party footage of Diddy, Usher, and Kanye West changes everything. Just when you thought you'd heard it all, new footage has surfaced that has the entire entertainment industry buzzing. This time, the video shows Diddy, Usher, and Kanye West together at one of Diddy's infamous parties.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment. Joining us now is CNN's entertainment reporter Elizabeth Wagmeister, and also with us, CNN chief legal correspondent Ellie Honing. Elizabeth, you were a big part of revealing some details about Diddy's conduct in private over the course of the last couple of months. That video led to a lot more scrutiny on what he has been accused of. What do we know at this point about what this case might ultimately be about?
Abby, at the moment, we don't know what the charges are. I have information that he was arrested tonight at a Manhattan hotel. He is currently being processed. I heard from his attorney they are still maintaining his innocence. They said that in anticipation of these charges that Diddy relocated to New York. Now, Abby, that video that you just spoke about was a few months ago when our team broke this disturbing video of Diddy violently assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, better known as the singer, her stage name, Cassie. Now, up until this point, when we broke this video, Diddy had denied the allegations against him. Cassie is one of 10 civil suits against Diddy, 9 of which he is accused directly of sexually assault. Up until that video, he denied everything. After that video came out, he changed his tone. He apologized for his conduct in that video. But I have to tell you, Abby, just as of last week, a former member of Danity Kane, which was one of the bands from Making the Band, Diddy's show that was on MTV, she sued him for sexual assault and other disturbing allegations, and he denied that. So he continues the denials, and he still maintains his innocence, even though he has been arrested tonight.
These aren't just any parties, they've been the source of rumors for years, and now, with this new footage, the truth is starting to come out. What really happened at these gatherings? Were they just wild nights of fun, or is there something more troubling hidden in these parties?
What's up? Check this out, y'all. I am not about to be addressing every last thing that's going on in the world on the internet. But the thing I do have to address is this White Lives Matter t-shirt. I've always been there, and I will always support my brother Kanye as a free thinker. But the White Lives Matter t-shirt, I don't rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. And with the press and what fashion is doing, thinking it's a joke. But right now, all America has planned for us is poverty, incarceration, and death. So before I could get to any other lives matter, which all lives matter, you know what I'm saying? That Black Lives Matter, don't play with it. If you don't wear the shirt, don't buy the shirt, don't play with the shirt. It's not a joke.
Funny thing with the issues with like Puff I was having.
Thank you.
I went to the Waldorf and I saw a couple people who were just standing out in front of the space, just standing there. And I was like, oh man, Puff really does this. And it just made me think, I gotta really get on my billionaire shit. So I went and bought a $50 million penthouse, and I made back the fleet out. Because I was like, yo, I can't be walking around homeless, like beefing with Puff. You gotta like, you know what I mean?
The new footage has everyone talking, and it's raising serious questions about the involvement of some of the biggest names in the industry.
If Sean Combs is focusing on things he cannot control, he will have a miserable experience. When he can call home, when he can visit, the living conditions, exercising, maybe an hour a day, showering a few hours a week. If he fixates on that, it is going to be miserable, and every day will feel like a year. On the other hand, if he can learn from those who have come before him and master the experience, my business partner served 26 consecutive years for a nonviolent crime, including 8 years in the penitentiary. He never complained. He focused on his family, trying to prove worthy of the love and support of his family. If he can do that, the experience, it won't be easy. I'm not insane. It will be more bearable. The choice is up to him.
And as far as we know right now, he has been kept in solitary confinement, or the SHU right now, and he's been on suicide watch. How different is that experience from being in the general population?
It's much harder. If you like to be around people, you like communication, if you're an extrovert, and then suddenly you were isolated 23 hours a day on total lockdown, I'm not spinning that it's difficult. It will test the strongest mind. But he has to understand others have gone through it and emerged successfully. And what he and his lawyers have to understand is they have like a messaging problem. They continue to say things that do not get them closer to what they want, which is bond. It's led to indictments. And if he can begin to introspect and kind of reverse engineer some of his choices and recognize it is my decisions alone that have led me here. And if I can communicate differently moving forward, maybe the ultimate sentence, even if convicted, could be better, perhaps could lead to bond eventually. But it can be very difficult in segregation. And his lawyers have to stop blaming and excusing and talking about how difficult the experience is, because here's what a judge is going to say. If you were so concerned about what these filthy living conditions would be like in a detention center, if you were so concerned about your safety, you wouldn't have obstructed justice. You would not have, according to the government, created victims over a sustained period of time. Until he changes his message, more problems are going to follow.
And Diddy allegedly has been accused of using different drugs in the past. Even prosecutors have said on the night he was arrested that there was allegedly pink cocaine in his hotel room.
The footage that changed everything.
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay. And I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off goddamn plane. Fresh off
the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
What the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes. And we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid. Listen.
We're having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the... Hey, yo.
The newly surfaced footage is making waves for a reason. While Diddy's parties have always been known for their extravagance, this new video hints at something far darker. It shows Diddy, Usher, and Kanye West at one of these notorious gatherings, and the interactions between them have raised eyebrows. People are starting to wonder if these parties were more than just celebrity-filled events. Were they places where secrets were made and possibly where careers were controlled? The footage, which has now gone viral, is casting a new light on the relationships between these three industry giants. Diddy's influence on Usher and Kanye.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
Diddy is here in New York, in Manhattan. He apparently came here in anticipation that something like this might happen. What should we understand about what that might mean? It could very well be that this is a federal arrest being processed here in New York.
So, Abby, there are some important things we do not know, including the specific charges that have been lodged against Sean Combs. But there are some really important things we do know. First of all, based on the attorney's statement, based on our reporting, this is a federal prosecution. It's not a state prosecution. The fact that he's being processed in Manhattan tells me that's the Southern District of New York. That's consistent with the reporting that the Southern District of New York had been handling this case. That's the office I used to work at. That's an office that sort of specializes in high stakes cases. Just in the last year or so, Southern District of New York, just as an example, has successfully prosecuted Sam Bankman-Fried, Senator Robert Menendez. The other thing that we do know is a grand jury has indicted Sean Combs, meaning they found probable cause that he committed at least one federal crime. Now, as to what happens next, there will be, likely tomorrow or within the next couple days, but usually in the SDNY, you try to do it the next day, there will be an arraignment, meaning Sean Combs will appear in court with his lawyers. There are no cameras in federal court. He will be advised of the charges against him, and he will almost certainly enter a not guilty plea. But the key thing to watch for is then we'll have the question of bail. Will prosecutors agree to let him out on bail? Will prosecutors ask the judge to lock him up pending trial? That could end up in a contentious argument. So these are things that are going to play out over the next 24 or 48 hours.
Diddy has long been a powerful figure in the music industry, but his influence over Usher and Kanye West has now come into question. In the footage, Diddy appears to be at the center of it all, with Usher and Kanye seemingly orbiting around him. Some are suggesting that Diddy's control over these artists might have been more than just professional. There are rumors that Diddy used his power to manipulate those around him, ensuring their loyalty in exchange for success. As one insider put it, Diddy's parties weren't just about fun, they were about control. Usher's history with Diddy. Usher and Diddy's relationship goes way back. Diddy took Usher under his wing when Usher was just a teenager, and ever since, they've been closely connected. But as new details about these parties emerge, people are starting to question the nature of their relationship. Was Usher just a protege, or was there something more complex going on? The footage shows Usher at ease in Diddy's world, but there's an undercurrent of something darker. Could this footage reveal the true nature of Usher's rise to fame, and how Diddy may have played a larger role than we thought? Kanye's role in the footage. Kanye West's appearance in the footage has also raised some serious questions. Known for his outspokenness, Kanye has never shied away from controversy, but this video shows a different side of him. Some are wondering if Kanye's career has been influenced by Diddy in ways we never knew. The footage shows Kanye at one of these exclusive parties, and his behavior in the video has left fans puzzled. Is Kanye just another attendee, or has he been pulled into Diddy's circle of influence? With Kanye's history of speaking out about control in the music industry, this footage could reveal more than meets the eye. The nature of Diddy's parties.
Okay, now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right, just a different blend. You need the ladies, you need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants? Or?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this, like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat, you mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning. No. Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Depends. Oh, people start getting it gets kind of Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you
have principles, you gotta have morals, you gotta keep with that stuff. And in that music business, a lot of that stuff get thrown out the window. You understand? And that's what happened to him. He started doing the things to other people that was done to him. To keep it frank, he was doing the things to other people that was done to him. And it is what it is. You gotta know better. And if you know better, you will do better. When he was in New York City, he was like that gecko from the Geico commercial. This is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina.
Diddy's parties have always been the stuff of legend, glamorous, wild, and exclusive. But with this new footage, people are beginning to see these events in a different light. What were once thought to be just extravagant nights of fun are now being scrutinized for something far more sinister. Were these parties used to manipulate or control the careers of the artists who attended? Some insiders believe that these gatherings were more than just social events. They were carefully orchestrated meetings where Diddy maintained his power over the industry's biggest stars. The public reacts.
Why is that not a fair outcome?
What he did here is on a magnitude of unlike anybody else you could imagine. A week after these public searches were televised, he gave us his passport. His children gave us his passport. He then paid off the mortgage entirely on his Miami home, $18 million. It's instructive that he's gonna have a bail package ready so that if he was arrested, he would have something ready so that he could get out the next day and show the judge he's taking this very seriously, which he is, which is why 12 days ago, Chris, when we thought there's an indictment that may be coming, he flew to New York the very next day. And that's an extraordinary move for a defendant who's been under investigation that he's been aware of for at least 6 months. He has done everything somebody under investigation can do. I can't think of anything else that he could have done. He's fighting, he's innocent, and he's gonna be able to show it.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson.
As the footage spreads across social media, fans and critics alike are reacting in disbelief. Many are questioning why this footage is only coming out now and what it means for the reputations of Diddy, Usher, and Kanye. The public's response has been mixed, with some fans standing by their idols and others expressing concern over what this new footage reveals. One fan tweeted, "This footage is wild. What were Usher and Kanye doing at these parties?" The video has ignited a conversation about the true nature of celebrity culture and whether the stars we admire are caught up in something much darker: Usher and Kanye's silence. So far, neither Usher nor Kanye West has commented on the footage, and their silence is speaking volumes. With such a significant video making the rounds, fans are eager to hear from both artists. Why haven't they addressed their involvement in these parties? Are they trying to distance themselves from Diddy's growing scandal, or is there more to the story? Their silence has only fueled speculation, and many are wondering if their careers are at risk now that this footage is out in the open. Diddy's response.
I think we have a good shot tomorrow. Tomorrow we argue in front of the district court judge whose case this is. Today we argued in front of a magistrate judge whose case this is not. We'll never have this magistrate as our judge again, but tomorrow we argue in front of Judge Carter, and it's Judge Carter's case till the end. So hope springs eternal, but I think we have strong arguments and I think we have a good chance.
Well, and what prosecutors are arguing is not only does your client pose a flight risk, because obviously he's incredibly wealthy, has access to planes and a lot of staff, even though you said he turned over his passport to you months ago, they were also worried about him being able to interfere with witnesses and calling them. And so I guess the question is, how do you assure the court that that won't happen if prosecutors are saying this is someone who's attempted to bribe security staff and has already threatened and interfered with witnesses?
So I think the most important thing, even more important than the passport, is that Mr. Combs came to New York on September 5th. As soon as we realized that this indictment was going to be coming down in a matter of weeks, maybe months, but sometime soon.
Diddy, on the other hand, has been quick to downplay the footage. In a statement released through his publicist, Diddy claimed that the video is being taken out of context and that the party shown was nothing more than a night of fun between friends. But as more details about the event emerge, Diddy's explanation seems less convincing. Some believe that Diddy's response is an attempt to control the narrative before the footage leads to more damaging revelations. As one industry insider put it, Diddy's trying to put out the fire, but this might be too big for him to contain. The FBI's interest in Diddy's parties.
We made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility, and I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial. And I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready, he's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
The FBI's involvement in Diddy's case has added another layer of intrigue to this unfolding scandal. With the release of this new footage, it's possible that investigators will take a closer look at what really went on at these parties. Could this video provide evidence of misconduct or illegal activity? Some legal experts believe that the footage could be a key piece of the puzzle as the FBI builds its case against Diddy. If that's the case, this scandal is far from over, and Diddy could be facing even more legal trouble in the days to come. What happens next?
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended performances with male commercial workers.
With the footage now public and questions swirling about what it reveals, everyone is wondering what happens next. Will Usher and Kanye break their silence and address their roles in the video? Will Diddy's empire continue to crumble as more details come to light? One thing is certain, this scandal is only getting bigger, and it's not going away anytime soon. As the story continues to unfold, fans and critics alike are left to wonder what the future holds for Diddy, Usher, Kanye West, and the entire music industry. The newly surfaced party footage of Diddy has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, sparking widespread speculation. Diddy's infamous parties have long been the subject of rumors, but this video raises new questions about what really went on behind closed doors. For years, these gatherings were seen as exclusive, star-studded events, but this footage hints at something far more complex and possibly darker.
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I mean, hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
The video shows the 3 stars at one of Diddy's parties, and it's not just about celebrities having fun. The interactions in the footage have led many to question whether these events were more than just wild nights. Some speculate that these parties may have been used to exert control over rising artists, securing their loyalty in exchange for fame and success. With Diddy at the center, Usher and Kanye seem to orbit around him, and the power dynamics are hard to ignore. Could Diddy's influence have shaped their careers in ways we never knew? This video has reignited conversations about manipulation and control within the music industry. For Usher, his relationship with Diddy dates back to when he was just a teenager, and Diddy played a key role in launching his career. But now, many are reconsidering how much control Diddy may have had over him during that time. Similarly, Kanye's appearance in the footage has people questioning whether Diddy's influence extended to him as well. Kanye, known for his outspokenness, has often discussed issues of control in the music industry, so what does his presence at these parties really mean? As the footage spreads, public reactions have been divided. Some fans are shocked and eager to dig deeper, while others are skeptical, unsure what to make of it. Usher and Kanye's silence on the matter has only fueled speculation. Meanwhile, Diddy has quickly dismissed the footage, claiming it's being taken out of context, but his explanation hasn't satisfied everyone. The video is stirring up a lot of emotions, and it's clear this story is far from over. So now we want to hear from you. Do you think there's more to these parties than meets the eye? Could Diddy's influence on Usher and Kanye have been more manipulative than we realized? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this unfolding story and the biggest happenings in entertainment.